When my mom ended our call with goodbye instead of love you, I was in an Uber heading to the airport. I canceled my flight without hesitation. My mom has said love you at the end of every phone call for 23 years. Every single one. After my dad died, it became her ritual, a promise we'd never leave things unsaid. She even says it to telemarketers by accident. Then, Tuesday morning, she called while I was packing for a work trip to Denver. The call was normal. She asked about my flight time, reminded me to eat something before boarding, complained about her neighbor's dog barking at 6 a.m. Then she said, "All right, goodbye," and hung up. I stared at my phone. Goodbye. Not love you bunches, not even talk soon. My mom doesn't say goodbye. She says love you, or love you most, or at minimum, talk later. My stomach dropped. Something was wrong. I called back immediately, straight to voicemail. I tried 3 more times, nothing. I called my brother Ryan. "Have you talked to mom today?" "No, why?" "She just ended our call with goodbye instead of love you." He paused. "That's weird, but maybe she was distracted?" "Ryan, she says it to the cable company. She doesn't just forget." "Okay, what do you want me to do?" "Can you drive to her house? I'm heading to the airport. I'm 2 hours away. Call a neighbor." "I will. Just please head over." I canceled my Uber, booked another to her house, and called 911. "I need a welfare check at 1847 Maple Grove Court. My mother's not answering her phone and exhibited unusual behavior." "What behavior makes you concerned?" "She said goodbye instead of love you." "Ma'am, that's not really grounds for..." "She hasn't said goodbye to me in 23 years. Not once. Something is wrong. I'll send an officer when one becomes available, but just send someone, please." I hung up and called my mom's neighbor, Patricia. "Honey, what's wrong? Can you go check on my mom? She's not answering. Her car's in the driveway. Let me look outside." I heard footsteps. Front door's closed. Curtains are drawn, which is odd for this time of day. She always opens them. "Can you knock?" Knocking sounds, then silence. No answer. "Should I use my spare key?" "Yes, please." I heard the key turn. The door creaked open. Oh my God. "What? Patricia, what is it?" "Your mother's on the floor. There's a man here. He's..." The line went dead. My blood ran cold. I called 911 again. "There's an intruder at 1847 Maple Grove Court. My neighbor just went inside and the call cut off. My mother's on the floor." "Units are already en route, ma'am. Someone called from inside the house." "Patricia." She must have hit redial before he stopped her. Ryan called. "I'm 10 minutes out. Cops just passed me going 90. There's an intruder." Patricia went inside and her call dropped. "Jesus, is mom..." "I don't know. Just get there." When I pulled up 40 minutes later, 3 cop cars blocked the street. Patricia sat in an ambulance with a blanket around her shoulders, talking to a paramedic. I ran to her. "Where's my mom?" She pointed to the house. "She's okay. Shaken, but okay." "What happened?" "The man was her handyman. He'd been asking for money all week. When she said no this morning, he showed up and wouldn't leave. Blocked the door. Told her to call you and act normal or he'd hurt her." "Why goodbye?" Patricia's voice cracked. "She was trying to warn you without him knowing. Your mom knew you'd notice." I found my mom sitting on the porch with an officer, her hands wrapped around a cup of tea someone had made her. She looked up when she saw me. "You came." I sat next to her. "You said goodbye." She took my hand. "I knew you'd know." The officer explained they'd arrested the handyman for extortion and unlawful restraint. He'd been working for her for months, gained her trust, then started pressuring her for loans. Later, after the statements were filed, I drove my mom to my apartment. Ryan followed in his car. We sat in silence for a while. Then she squeezed my hand. "Love you always meant I'm safe. Today, I needed you to know I wasn't." I squeezed back.